Hey, what's up, Station? I'm Skyland Shore, and today we are looking at Panzar. Now, we already have a first impression and a live first play. You can go check that out. Click the link in the description or the annotation and go see that right now. And this is somebody just playing the game, you know, like 20 minutes. They just play it the first 20 minutes, and you can see it live, their live reaction and everything. But this is actually something like a casual review. This is me playing the game for a weekend. I've been playing it for a little bit longer, but the truth is that, well, the game, it's very hard to play because not many people play it. Actually, if we go to the subreddit, there's like no post there. The population is actually just very, very low. So the point of this video is to tell people what the game is, because maybe you haven't been able to get into a game. Maybe you haven't even heard of it because it's not very popular.
FreeMMOStation.com.
So, Panzar, it is a MOBA-style game, but it's MOBA-styled in the sense that it is a battle arena and it is multiplayer online, but it is nothing like you would expect from a MOBA. It's not Dota 2, it's not League of Legends, so not very similar to SMITE. SMITE is also a third-person MOBA, but that's a MOBA in the traditional sense. This is really more of a brawler, more of a fighting game, but it does have a lot of MMO and some MOBA aspects, but I'm going to say it's more like an MMO, because unlike a MOBA, you actually level up outside the games. So you don't start out per match, level 1, and then go up to level 20 or 18 or whatever, and then you level up abilities that way, and you don't have different characters. No, you have a class, like a MMO, and you level up per the different matches. So you go into a match, you get experience and some crafting materials and stuff like that, and then you get outside of the match, and then you can actually slot your different abilities then. So yeah, low-level players are at a disadvantage to high-level players. I'm not sure how the matchmaking works. It's very hard to tell how the matchmaking works, period. So let's talk about this real quick. When you go into matchmaking, unlike a normal MOBA, you go into a queue, and you can't do anything. You just look at this loading screen, and it just says waiting, right? So that's a horrible experience, and they really need to change that. It needs to be like League of Legends or something else. Well, while you are in queue, pretty much any modern matchmaking game has this, where you're in a queue, and you can do other things while you're in queue. Say, like, the crafting, because the crafting is really deep in this game, so it's pretty weird that they don't allow us to do that while matchmaking. Anyways, so you go into a matchmaking lobby. You don't even know if you're in a lobby or not. It takes forever. It takes me so long to get into a game. It's ridiculous. And so you finally get into a game, and then you play, and the graphics are nice, it looks okay. I think the color palette is a little grayish. It doesn't look quite pretty to me. This is on lowish settings. It does run okay, but this is done with the CryEngine, and it's really meant for like intense PCs. The animations are really cute and everything. I really liked the animations, and yes, the overall aesthetic is it's a little bit sort of a grotesque humor. It's humorous for sure, but it's just a little bit more on the grotesque side. So it's not Team Fortress 2 humor. It's not that cartoony. It's a little bit more realistic, a little bit gritty. So you can be an orc, you can be a human, you can be a dwarf-ish person, you could be like this little elf kind of lady. There's a couple of different classes, and what I think would really help the game is if they keep adding on different classes and keep adding on different abilities, because very similar to an MMO, like I said, you slot different abilities as you level up. So like an MMO, what they can do is easily add new abilities, or the level cap, add new levels and stuff like that we can do. And of course there's cosmetics and everything that they can add, which is what we expect in a normal MOBA. So in a normal MOBA, we expect them to add cosmetics, and we expect them to add new characters. We don't expect new maps and such, but in this game, since it's a different approach, we can expect new maps, lots of different game types, and there is PvP and PvE modes in this game, so that's interesting. And the PvE was it was fun, it was intriguing, and it was actually challenging, which is what I like. So they have PvE modes and PvP, and they have different maps between those, and they can keep adding those, and they can also add different abilities, and they can add entirely different classes. But with the popularity and the limited pool of resources that they have, they don't have too much going on right now. But there is just a ton of potential. I mean, with the game, how the game looks, all the different things that they can do, and the approach that they have taken to the MOBA genre is really interesting. This one is it's more of, like I said, like a MMO battleground arena kind of thing, without the whole MMO aspect to it, which is totally fine. For me, I play, most of my time in MMOs is in the arenas or battlegrounds, so it's really cool that this game is just taking that aspect. And it's cool that they have a PvE. Who knows if they can add bosses or different kinds of PvE environments. Maybe there's horde modes, maybe there's adventure modes, who knows what they could do, but right now it's just okay. It's simply an okay game, and it's not very popular because a lot of the mechanics are really obscure. It's really hard to understand how crafting works. It's hard to understand how the characters work, period, because there's all of these different sort of physics, I guess you could say. Like, you have power attacks, normal attacks, you have all these different mechanics that kind of go into play, and the way the game feels is awkward. It's not cut and dry black and white. It's very strange. You don't quite know the range indicators of anything. It doesn't have any sort of indicators. Like in WildStar, you have all these different indicators. You can see exactly what's happening, what's going to happen. In this game, not so much. It's a little bit obscure, and that's also why I tend to not enjoy Guild Wars 2 PvP and a lot of MMO PvP is because things are a little bit obscure. But in this game, it's the same way. That's why I personally enjoy League of Legends more. But this game has a lot going for it, especially if they continue to develop the PvE aspect and, of course, the crafting and everything, which is really cool. So if we look at the shop, there's a couple of things you can buy. There's some cosmetics, there's some items that help you improve your character overall. I don't know if it's pay to win or not. Haven't played it that much. Honestly, matchmaking has made it to where I can't play it that much, but it seems that it's pretty balanced and pretty fair. I don't know all the different skins. I don't know what can happen, like if you can have awesome armors. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how artistic this game is. All I know is that it is free to play, there is crafting, and the crafting is just as deep as Team Fortress 2's crafting, so the potential's there. That's all I know. With the game mechanics and everything, it feels weird, but that gives it a lot of depth, okay? So everything is really obscure. I think what they need is they need to add indicators, and then that'll be it. And they should just add on all these abilities. They can add on tons of stuff, and it'll be good, right? That's it. I mean, it'll be good. It just needs to keep adding stuff, but, you know, it's kind of hard when almost nobody plays it. So, guys, try out Panzar at least one time. Just try it one time. If it's too much of a headache, then, you know, I'm not going to try to push you to play it, but it's an okay game, and it has a lot of potential. So, guys, that's it. I'm Skyland Short with FreeMMOStation. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, try out Panzar. Maybe I'll be on with you. See you again later.